speaking of Luis J. Gomez, what happened in Seattle?
Oh, was he one of the comics?
Yeah. So it was Jim Florentine, Luis J. Gomez, Dave Smith, and Kurt Metzger all had gigs canceled.
That's a fucking that's some paydays right there. The club's missing out on.
Yeah, right. Yeah, those are all good. I don't know what, like, I think Florentine does decent numbers.
Florentine stand-up's good.
I assume Kurt does decent numbers.
Yep.
Like, all those guys have an audience, you know?
Dude, Dave Smith is one of like the biggest people like in media right now.
Yeah, like say what you want about his stand-up, but like the part of the Problem Gang is going to go out to that club and support it.
He
know?
blew up within the last year, like by I don't know. I think he's got like over 500,000 followers on Twitter now.
Yeah, Dave's actually. By the way, I also think Dave is like the most underrated part of Legion of Skanks.
Oh, by far.
His little one-liners on that show are very funny.
Like, by far, I think he's my favorite part of that show.
They were talking. They were like kissing Shane's ass. Like Jay was kind of kissing Shane's ass a little bit, and Lewis goes, "Can we stop just like blowing Shane? Like he's our friend. We know him. We don't have to talk to him like he's a celebrity." And Dave just goes, "Shane, I'm so sorry about my buddy here. What were you saying?" Like just shit like that is very funny to me. But yeah, so they got banned from a comedy club in Seattle.
Yeah, not like rescheduled. They're you're not allowed here.
So the club booked them. Correct me any part I have this wrong, because Florentine just posted about this. It was very weird. Posted about it randomly, and Florentine didn't seem mad. He was just like puzzled by it.
I actually have the news clip, their local story on this.
Oh, all right, let's hear it.
And Florentine's in it.
The Capitol Hill Comedy Bar is Broadway's version of a Chuckle Hut.
What's your wedding song?
Hold on. Yeah, how does that guy still exist?
It's Chuckle Hut.
The Broadway Comedy Center. There's no way I really talk like this.
Dick jokes not allowed.
Did I teach you that? I went to I went a terrible school for communications, but I did take classes. I don't remember them telling me like, you have to talk like this in order for people to understand you. You're going to want to emphasize each word like you're a clown.
Well, this actually goes back to I think it was the Tubin story from that Madawaska show that Hack Ride covered because it was timely.
Sure.
When the news,
it's always good to go back. If you could tonight review an episode of Trash Talk I did from 2017. I think we covered some good stuff on that.
Yeah. But like the guy was like, he was caught masturbating, like like the newscaster. It was some story we've done that was talking like that.
It must have been that, yeah.
The Capitol Hill Comedy Bar is Broadway's version of a Chuckle Hut.
What's your wedding song? Here I Go Again by Whitesnake.
And Jim Florentine was ready to oblige the customers.
How would you describe your form of comedy?
It's silly. I don't talk about politics at all.
Yet Florentine says his agent got an email.
The craziest thing is like Jim Florentine, maybe I know he curses on stage and stuff.
Yeah.
I think he like talks about his family.
I mean, he'll dive into like the sexual stuff, but like it's not like insanely graphic.
The only one on that, if you want to say Lewis, because like Lewis will use slurs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But even like Lewis's stand-up is not crazy over the line.
Right.
Like I mean, like I don't think there's stuff in Lewis's stand-up where you could even take the clip out of context and be like, "Can you believe he said this?" You know. So that it's all very weird, but Florentine might be the strangest one.
Yeah, for sure. Easily. Like Metzger's the political guy.
Yeah. Yeah, but even he's not like filthy or anything. I don't know, it's very weird. But let's get back to the Chuckle Hut in Seattle.
And 3 other jokesters had their dates canceled.
I can't. This is all just going to be about this newscaster.
I know.
There were 4 wiseacres on their way to Seattle.
The Weisenheimers, no more.
We were in Seattle. We were getting something a little dirtier than Fraser Crane for our comedy muscles.
DJ Electra in the chat says it was Tubin, so I was remembering right.
Good. Jim Florentine was masturbating. That's something they should cancel the gig for.
Florentine was caught masturbating on his cross-country flight.
Jokesters had their dates canceled with very little explanation.
What was the reasoning given to you for that?
There was a whole thing about, we're a progressive area.
How do you feel about something like this happening?
But they were a progressive area when they booked them.
Right.
This is what I said about like Shane getting fired from SNL. It's like, did you do one Google search on them?
Right.
Like, if you're the type of place where Jim Florentine is too dirty for you, maybe like do a cursory research. Give it a quick Google. Say like, oh, he played a retard on a show called Crank Yankers. Maybe we shouldn't have him on. Just anything. Like he that was part of a show called Creeps with Kids. Maybe he doesn't fit our values.
It made me laugh at first.
Florentine told me that normally comics are fired after bombing on a stage, not before. I
love this guy.
It's funny because it's showing him, which is new. Usually it's just a voiceover.
Hi, I actually do exist. A lot of people, when they hear my voice, think I'm some terrible AI experiment, but I'm a human being.
Chris Daniels, Channel 4.
I love Chris Daniels.
Bombing on a stage, not before. The way the news came out prompted online outrage about cancel culture and free speech.
I would say be free speech if they were going to do their jokes right here. Is it free speech in there?
Seattleite Jacob DeRogers understood the business.
They cut him off halfway through.
Seattleite.
Hold on. They got just some guy. Here to comment on it, we have some guy out on the street.
They call him Seattleite, like Bostonian.
We've got a Seattleite here who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about to weigh in on the matter. He gets halfway through his sentence and they're like, moving on from this is Jake. And we don't really care what Jake says. We just wanted to puff up this segment.
Seattleite Jacob DeRogers understood the business decision, and Florentine says he's already booked the same weekend now.
Oh, I'm glad Jacob understands. Guys, everyone, hey, Lewis, Dave, calm down. Jacob is cool with it.
Well, I'm not mad. I wasn't even mad to begin with.
He only questions whether the odd cancellation will ultimately leave the business as the butt of some joke. In Seattle, Chris Daniels.
Wait, go back. What did you say?
Some stupid line.
Now in Tacoma.
Well, I'm not mad. I wasn't even mad to begin with.
He only questions whether the odd cancellation will ultimately leave the business as the butt of some joke. In Seattle.
Leave the business. This guy's working so hard to bring comedy phrases into this.
I know.
Well, like that was a tag the comedians weren't expecting.
Tom Myers was covered the same way on his birthday.
My belly hurts.
Stop, my belly
Please
hurts.
stop, my belly hurts. Yeah, so that's very weird. I don't understand that one. But I get like they all ended up getting gigs to replace that, so it's like, who gives a fuck? But it was very weird because it came out of nowhere. It was based on nothing. Well, I think what it means is that comedy club will be closed in 6 months.
Yeah, easily.
You know what I mean? Like they're just not. Who's gonna go there now?
It's gonna be whatever comics were going there that are friends with them are gonna cancel and then go to that new place.
Well, because I think even if clean comics saw that, they'd be like, oh, like Jim Gaffigan or obviously Gaffigan's not playing at that club, but that type of comedian would look at that and say like, oh well, obviously I could get in trouble for something there, so I'll just go somewhere else.
Right.
Because these guys were canceled based on nothing. What if I have some joke that doesn't fit their values? Like, what a terrible business model. Yeah, so that was a weird one. I don't know.